There's an alarming trend in companies making false claims that they are, quote, environmentally friendly. It's called greenwashing. But there are ways that you can read between the lies and find the truth. Joining me now is Natural Home Solutions owner Laura Champagne to tell us all about this and to sort of sift through it, because it can be very confusing and scary.
Yeah, it is.
We just don't know if we're doing the right thing. How clean do we need to be as far as the ingredients? Sort of just set us straight.
It's very confusing. I talk to customers all the time. You know, in the product we use, I know what's in there. We make it in small batches. The science company makes it, so you know exactly what's in it.
Yeah.
And I've tried to do research for my customers on what's in some of these other products, and you can't, when you're trying to find out, sometimes you don't know. A lot of the mold cleaners actually have, they don't list what's in it. It's 99% other ingredients, and we just, I know for my family, I want to know what's in the products that I'm using.
A lot of times you know you have a problem in your home, so you're going to search out a certain remedy like mold, and, you know, that's listed on the products that repels it or cleans it. Yeah. But you really have to sort of be aware of what you're doing, because the chemicals, things that are inside of it can be just more damaging or just as damaging as what you're trying to fix.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, there are efforts being made to educate people about what are in the products, and there's different labels that are true. There's a bio-preferred thing, and some of these products actually do have them, and it's very helpful. Fragrances always had formaldehyde in them, and I was very impressed when I was starting to read some of the labels. They're removing some of that stuff, but we just have to look more carefully at really reading those ingredients, and they don't make it easy to find.
Yeah.
A lot of things even list there, like go online to our website instead of putting it on the products themselves.
Making it more difficult because they know people are probably not likely going to take that extra step. So a lot of people are spring cleaning at this time of year, and mold is a huge concern. What are some more natural ways and cleaner products that we can, you know, rid our homes of mold without using those harsh chemicals?
Mold actually lives inside of things, so that's why having an enzyme-based product is the best thing, because it keeps living and it keeps working, so it can get into the areas. Most chemicals, they evaporate away. They're a lot of water, and they have the chemical reaction to do their job, and they evaporate. So they're used up, so they might not do the whole job. Like if you think about salt with ice, you kind of sometimes have to put more salt down because it's used up. That's really the best way you can see that. So there are things that you can use to clean mold.
What are some of the more environmentally friendly products?
I know some people use tea tree oil on things like boats, and tea tree oil is great for your skin and things, but it's not going to get into the real root of the problem.
Like the cracks in the crevices?
Yeah, or within the products. You know, mold actually lives within like your wood studs. It lives inside. So there's really no way any of us can get in there. An enzyme can. So enzyme-based products are great. Hydrogen peroxide is good for the surface, but it just depends on what your end goal is. But you really have to read things very carefully and know what each product does.
Talk a little bit more. I'm really curious about the products that we could sort of create in our home from things that we already have, like vinegar, lemon.
Yes, essential oils are great. So you can, like, lemon is great. Tea tree oil is excellent. Hydrogen peroxide does a good job, but that's really just getting onto the surface. So you can use those sorts of things. Other chemicals, sometimes they smell really fresh and clean.
Right.
Yeah, so we always think that it's better. I do like some of these more natural products like this, and if you read the backs of them, they do have all those essential oils in them.
And we can pronounce them and read them, right?
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah, we know what they are.
Right.
And nature does its own job of fighting these things off. So there are things in nature, and you can research them. Like whatever problem you're having that's a natural problem, look to see how does nature solve that problem.
Yeah.
And we can use those items in our own home.
And the things that we already have saves us money, and actually, will do a lot of different jobs.
Yes. It's not one job for one thing. They can adapt and do a lot of different tools.
I like that, multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose, yes, that's great. Lavender and tea tree oil are great for fighting off mosquitoes, and they also do cleaning stuff. And you think, you want the good DEET stuff, but actually, the tea tree oil and lavender
do it naturally.
Work. Yeah, it works great, and then you're not going to bed and smelling horrible. So you just think about that in each avenue of your house, and also some of the products say not safe for humans and pets.
Yeah.
but you're using them in their house.
Where we live and where our pets
Yeah,
live, right?
you know, your pets lick things, and little children put things in their mouth. You know, a lot of the products have that on there, or it's the big question mark.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids eating question mark.
No, absolutely not.
Not at
A lot
all.
of important information.
Yeah.
Got to keep that in mind. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Love to be here.
Really helpful stuff
Yeah.
too. Yeah, Matt, over.